Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. First of all, we've just come off the back of an incredible cockerel doodle doo. Everything was positivity, everything
Mhm.
was great. But Ben and I are back again. First of all, Ben, how are we doing, brother?
Doing good. We've had a couple of coffees. We are well caffeinated. And it's instant. I cannot remember the last time we did one of these, Aki, when it's just you and me in a quiet room discussing the ways of the world and then maybe doing this a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I,
Uh,
ca- I think you and me in a quiet room. I don't think there's a such thing as you
no,
and
there
me in a
isn't.
quiet room.
It's like that Family Guy thing with the sleeper agents. You got utter, what's it called, a phrase that no one has ever said any time. But
Exactly. But we're going to get into this. The reason we're here is we've all been talking about centre backs and how important it is for them to come. We saw Romero get taken off against Everton in our 2-1 win. Everyone was talking the next few days, how big is it going to be? Romero, we even heard today in the comments and some people saying that it looks like he's going to be okay. And then, in true Tottenham style,
yeah.
when things are looking good, we're talking Champions League places, ending the year on a high.
Yeah.
Two bits of news come in, and we're going to deal with it one by one.
Yeah.
Then talk about, as you'll see from the title of this show, injury update, centre backs needed now. We'll start with this. Bad news from Ange Postecoglou on Christian Romero, sorry. Not so great with Romero. He's had a scan and he's got a hamstring strain. We are looking to 4 to 5 weeks with him.
Yeah.
This, especially with Van der Ven out, Ben, is the worst possible news, isn't it?
This is a disaster. This is a disaster. And people were going to say, oh, you're being Tottenham on tour, you're being reactionary, you just want to shout this and shout that. We have never had a squad capable of multiple positions. We've never had it. And now I predicted in August this would happen. I predicted it. I don't like saying I told you so, but I told you so. I knew this would happen because we play too many games. We play 3 games a week, and then suddenly our team starts falling like flies. We have now got Ben Davies and Emerson Royale at centre back for the Brighton game, which is tomorrow when we post this video. It is a disaster. Or it is Ben Davies and Eric Dyer. And we saw in that Everton game that Everton are not the greatest side. They're a good side, and they played us off the park the other day, in my opinion. But when we play better opposition in Brighton, who are maybe not as much in form as Everton at the moment, but are still a very good side, able to turn it on when they want, we got rinsed by a team without a striker. Calvert-Lewin's a decent player. No hate towards Calvert-Lewin, but he's not the greatest player in the world. He's not the greatest. So when we play against a player like Evan Ferguson, if he's fit tomorrow, and when we play eventually against better opposition in the coming weeks, Eric Dyer, Emerson Royale, and Ben Davies are going to struggle. They are going to struggle massively. And I'm not looking forward to it. My prediction for the Brighton game was 3-1 to Tottenham. I might have to rethink that now massively because there's no way we don't concede more than one goal with Emerson Royale or Eric Dyer in defence. And that's just the way it is, Aki.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I mean, I think let's look at this bit by bit. I think apart from Vicarios, I'm talking outfield players, the one player I think we could all say we could not be without.
Mm.
Because up front there's options. Yes, you could say Sonny. Yes, you could. I mean, we haven't heard. We haven't heard anything about Richarlison, so
Yeah.
I don't know. This is mainly about the defenders, obviously, which are out. I don't think there'll be another player Spurs would say that, or fans would say that they can't be without.
Yeah.
With our back line at the moment than Cristiano. Why do I keep saying Cristiano? Cuti Romero. I'm just calling him Cuti now because I can't say Christian for
He like
some
his
reason.
sister, which is why he got the name.
Yeah, maybe exactly. So going to call him Cootie, like his sister. This is a huge blow. A huge blow. We've got ourselves in a very, very good position. And we've done this without all the injuries and suspensions. 4 to 5 weeks. All I can say is, thankfully, January we've only got the one game, with United being the first 2 weeks. Burnley. But for Brighton and Bournemouth, and as you mentioned, you've got Evan Ferguson or Pedro, and then you've got the small matter of probably the most informed striker at the moment in Dominic Solanke.
Yeah.
Coming on New Year's Eve. And without Cootie, I mean, Ben, for me, it has to be Ben Davies and Royale, hasn't it? Because Destiny is back. So Destiny will be left back.
Yeah.
Centre back pairing you're going for, is it the same as me?
Yeah, Davison, Emerson, all day long. I don't rate Emerson as a footballer. I don't rate him as a player for Tottenham. I feel like we could possibly move him on very, very soon. Maybe not in this summer, but maybe in a future transfer window. But he's a hell of a lot better and a hell of a lot more accountable to himself than Eric Dyer is. He doesn't blame anyone else. He doesn't have an agenda about losing problems. He will try his absolute hardest for the team. He's limited. He's not a quality player, but he knows that himself and he will work his socks off. So Emerson in the team with Ben Davies, and we might have to play a more defensive midfield to counteract having no proper first team centre back in that team, because I do not want to see Eric Dyer anywhere near that team. Ever.
Ben, I've got to the point now where if it's not Emerson, I'm hearing Ashley Phillips is fit.
Yeah.
Dorrington will be there. I think against Everton, we saw how much fear and panic it causes. I would play either of them two over Dyer. But that was the Romero news, which is really, really not great. A little bit of silver lining to a cloud. Ali Gold then went to say from Ange, Postecoglou on Mickey van der Ven saying he'll be back in training in 2 weeks. Where did he say that? At the darts. I wouldn't put too much into what the players say, mate. Like he said with James Maddison, he's getting closer. I don't think he'll be back for Burnley, maybe for Manchester United, but I wouldn't know until I see him in training.
Yeah.
He's at the tail end of it now. So, excuse me, Mickey van der Ven, pretty much, like he said, don't listen to what the players are saying, obviously. Him coming back, thankfully for this 2-week break, gives Mickey the time. I just hope Spurs don't step up and try and rush this man back to cover him, and then we put Van der Ven at risk. But
people are saying at least Van der Ven's coming back, but that's not the problem we've got, because Ben Davies has been excellent for the last 4 or 5 games at left centre back.
Yep.
We need a right centre back now, not tomorrow. Well, we can't get one tomorrow because it's still not the window. But even so, we need to get that name signed on a dotted line for the 1st of January now. 1st of January, the moment, Ryan said this in our group chat, the moment those fireworks go up over Big Ben or in Toronto or in wherever it is, the moment those fireworks are above Big Ben, there should be a centre-back on a plane, on a train, on a boat, on an amphicar, whatever use of transportation that's physically available in the realms of physics, should be on a plane to London to sign a contract to start the next game. It's got to be a ready-made centre-back, even if it's an older head, Brian, even if it's a 31, 32-year-old centre-back who's ready to play now. In the door, ready to play against Burnley on the 5th of January.
Well, we'll come on more to how important that is. We'll go back to Van der Ven.
Yeah.
Van der Ven, listen, when he comes back, how long is it going to take him to get up to match fit standards? Is he going to come back at the incredible levels he set? I know we'll get there, but how long will it take? Will it be like when he first came and slotted right in? Or is it going to take him a few games to get into peak physical condition, because obviously when he came to us, it was pre-season with Wolfsburg. He started playing friendly. He had that momentum. He's now starting from scratch. Then what you've got to remember as well is when he comes back in, like you said, Ben Davies, do we put Van der Ven at right centre back? What do we do? What do we do? But then also, as Romero comes back in, that partnership, Romero is going to have to take a little while to get back up to match fitness and to the levels that they set. Will they get there? Undoubtedly. Undoubtedly they will. Without a doubt, these two, once they're back fully match fit, that pairing will be as solid as it's always been.
Yeah.
How long it takes for him, Romero, to come back, there could be setbacks, there may not. It could be quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Van der Ven, but they need to get back together, have a run of games together, build their fitness up, and we got games coming thick and fast. FA Cup, which is a tournament we best take seriously. Both our centre backs are now ruled out for.
Yeah.
This is a big problem, and now we'll get on to. I'm going to let you, if you want to speak more about how important January is, then I'm going to go on someone said in our chat yesterday or this morning, I can't remember who, Daigle style rant coming in. Huh?
It was Angelo Tyro. Where's my next Daigle rant?
There you go. Well,
big up, Angelo.
It's going to be coming after Ben's had his say.
We've already said it. We've said it multiple times. We need defenders. We said it all the summer. We said it all the January. We said it the summer before that. We need defenders. We need defenders. We need defenders. We need defenders. It is now not a. It's now not a priority, as you said on your Twitter handle. It is at the utmost necessity. It's the bare necessity. It's the Jungle Book. Who's who? It is the Jungle Book. The bare necessities that we have to sign a centre back. Like it's now overpay. If you have to get a centre back, overpay. Even if it means giving them a bit more wages than they would get at another club. If it's pay a bit more of a transfer fee, no dilly-dallying, no waiting for the end of the month to the other club to get slightly desperate and then take the lower fee. It's no mucking about with agents' fees or this fees or sending them on Ryanair or British Airways or Iberia or Virgin or Delta or American Airlines. Pay the money to get the proper man in for the job first day, because Ange is now going to be right up against it, because he's not going to. This is what is the make or break for Ange at this football club, in my opinion, whether he is actually in charge of his football team. And he has said, no one is coming in unless I give the full say. And he said that on record. He's got to be given players he needs now.
Yep. So here we go. Okay, let's see.
Here we go.
Let's see how ready I am for January with what's about to commence. So, first of all, let's go back to the summer. We all know we needed a third centre back. Spurs fans were crying out for it. Lloyd Kelly, who we were joking about and calling Lorraine Kelly on this channel, or I was, and then it kind of got adopted, fell through. In the last minute, we went to Chelsea of all clubs for Shabala, which was never going to happen. Chelsea's seen Spurs desperate in the last minute. It was never going to happen. And then after the window, we let Davinson Sanchez go.
Yeah.
And I stand with Johnny with this. We're saying Davinson Sanchez probably was the best defender out of past Van der Ven and Romero to play the Ange system.
Even
but
though
we let him go. And Ange also had a hand in that. So it's not all Levy and okayed it. So we were short. Then obviously these injuries have come. We've seen what it's been like when they're apart. Together, they're solid as a rock. Apart, we're exposed. With one of them, we're exposed, but not so much. There's one, and Ben Davies has done, fair play to you, Ben, has done well. But now, as I said, all this talking of still being pessimistic. Now, like I said, this is all ITKs and media. It's speculation. Well, Tottenham Hotspur, Daniel Levy, it's time to act. It's time to act and show everyone, because I've heard it all along. It's different this time. We've got the right people in. We've got this. Well, if we got the right people in and they're allowed to do their job, a defender is in immediately. A big team acts. I've said this before. If you've got a roof that's leaking and it drips, you get the plumber in or whatever is needed before it becomes a flood, before you need to get a bigger bucket because the water's coming through quicker and faster. This football club, I've said the whole time, this window I'm only thing I'm looking at is speed of player coming in. That's it. I don't care how much money we spend. I don't care who. Well, now with the FA Cup about to come, the position we're in, Romero has been prone to injuries. Let's not forget that. Listen, it was unfortunate how it happened. This isn't on the training ground. This isn't players get injured. But Romero is someone that does get injured. With Van der Ven, as you said, we've got Davies that's doing a stern job at the moment, but we need better in the long run.
Yeah.
A right centre-back is of the absolute goddamn necessity. We're in a position where I don't think we can bring back Rodham. I don't think we can. But I wouldn't be surprised. We've heard the announcement that Scarlett's back. I wouldn't be surprised that before the end of the week, we hear that Japhet Tanganga is coming back. And Japhet Tanganga, people are saying maybe an Ange player, but this guy is never fit. We have an injury crisis. We have an injury crisis at this football club right now. We need a centre-back that can come in and do a job to cover Romero. And this isn't just for now. This keeps happening with Romero, unfortunately. He picks up an injury and it sidelines him for a few weeks, or he gets a suspension.
Who I bring in, actually?
Go on.
A player we're playing tomorrow, Lewis Dunk.
Yeah, but he will never, ever leave Brighton. He will never leave. Born and bred Brighton.
Player of that stature.
Player of that ilk. That's exactly. Listen.
Solid English style centre back.
Again, Ben. Again, I'm not even concerned with style or type of player, because Ange will know what Ange wants. Ange will get, hopefully, the right player. But people are saying now that the right people are at this football club. Well, the right people that are at this football club should be able to now go ahead and make a deal.
Yeah.
No ifs, buts, maybes. We have a big problem. Let's go get this sorted. I will keep going back to when people say, oh, January's hard, January's tough.
Yeah.
Van Dijk got Liverpool messed Southampton around all summer. He put in a transfer request. It didn't go through.
Yeah.
Jurgen Klopp was asked if you want other players. He was like, no, I want this man.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, whatever year it was, I can't remember. Okay, Southampton, how much do you want? 75 million. Bang, 75 million. Thank you very much. At Anfield on New Year's Day, played their first game after New Year's Day. That simple. If you pay the money and you want the player, you get the player. Tottenham Hotspur, Daniel Levy, the board, the footballing, Scott Munn, Paratici, Lange, McKenzie. This I will focus this on Levy, but it's a whole thing now because it's different this time.
Yeah.
A centre back has to be ready for Burnley. Has to.
We will not go for the chairman until we have been shown that with the new recruitment board that's supposedly different, if the exact same transfer strategy for the last 23 years is still in place, I will come out and say it doesn't matter if Barney the dinosaur is the head of our transfer strategy. It's exactly the same. They're here. They're employed. They've got official job titles. If they don't do the same, if they do exactly the same thing as happened last year,
let's see. I mean, we're going to have to wait and see what happens. But now, with this news that's broken, Romero is out for 5 weeks. A right centre back needs to be in first week of the window, in my opinion. Not we're gonna put a band-aid over it.
Yeah.
We're not gonna paper over the cracks. There isn't a big enough amount of paper now to paper over these cracks because it keeps happening over and over again. Let's just hope. And I will say again, if a right centre back comes in first week of the window, me and Ben will do exactly the same video, and I will say, "Well done, Tottenham." We will say, "Well done, Tottenham."
Well done,
Continue it.
VDV. We will
Well,
say it.
exactly. I would say it. If a right centre back comes in quick and ready, then we will do exactly the same video commending the board. And
Tosin Adarabioyo is at Fulham. He wants to leave. Fulham
Yep.
would like to sell him. He should be in the door at Hotspur Way, January the 1st.
Whoever it may be, listen,
Yeah.
player X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
We all know right now. We all knew, like Ben said, like I put on my Twitter, it was a priority. It is now a necessity. Let's see. Let's feel the fibre of Tottenham's fabric, as one of my favourite movies, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels said.
That's
Right.
right.
On that note, we'll leave it there. Let's see what happens. We need centre backs, and we need them now. Ben, thank you very much indeed for joining me on this quick update, so to speak. Hopefully, we'll be doing another video like this in a few days.
Yeah.
Commending the club.
Absolutely.
But let's wait and see. Guys, please leave your comments in this. Ben,
We will
catchphrase.
try and respond to the comments all day long. So put a message in the chat, and one of the Tottenham on Tour team will respond to you. And we take our audience part. We're now taking our audience participation very seriously.
Exactly. So what I will say is like, comment, share, subscribe. Ben?
If you smell what the cough is brewing.
And as always, Levy out.